Over the world where the sea stormed and the night never turned into day, the Tower of Blackmoor was built. It had burned for hundreds of years and helped the sailors, but no one wished to become the lighthouse keeper. There was also a curse, or at least this is what a mysterious lighthouse had been guarding the coast. The keeper remained imprisoned in the towers, with nothing but storms and solitude in their future. Edwin, the current keeper, had been at Blackmoor for the past 15 years. Each night he ascended the spiral stairs to light the lantern and said all the while to himself, "One more night and I am out." But in his heart of hearts he knew the reality: no one moved out. The curse didn't allow it. Imagine, one stormy night, a knock at the door. A knock that is desperate. One day Edwin opened the door, and a wet and fleeing sailor, Henry, was the one who managed to enter his house. "I'm off my ship," said Henry, as he tried to catch his breath. "The sea spoke to me, commanded me to be here, said you could help." Edwin froze. The sea had sent Henry. The curse was stirring again. Henry saw, therefore, outlines of executions painted on the walls and runes engraved on the rock. "What are these?" he asked. Edwin said that they were bindings, snares created when the curse started and were never removed. The sea raged because of an old crime. Long ago, pirates had made off with a lamp from the sea itself and brought it to the lighthouse. As recompense, a sea god cast a curse, thus putting the keepers in the storm to ensure guard of the stolen treasure. A louder tone proceeded, and Henry realized that he heard voices in the increasing wind of the storm. Those shapes that are associated with shadows have started sliding on the walls, gradually becoming more and more distinct. Ruyu yakula kul volburu juri kwa buru gusagura mira aya mawaya mawia yama padri ji mwanduya volburu nama kuna choma chikopoapo wakuri woga wagama wota namandu yuana wakuri woga wakuri w. There was one surviving lady named Margaret who contacted Edwin through social media. "It's imperative to break the chain," pleaded the lady before continuing. "Free us all." Henry found a hole in the floor of the lighthouse, and after lifting the glowing conch shell that had been at the source of cursing, it flickered gently as a heartbeat, and the storm began to roar as if it responded to the light. "We have to return it," Henry exclaimed. But Edwin hesitated. When he had attempted to be rid of the artifact before, it was the lighthouse that wouldn't let him. Some say the curse was a living thing, that it wanted to continue to make its presence felt. Henry urged Edwin to act. "If we don't try, we are already dead," he exclaimed. They went up to the summit of the lighthouse with the wind blowing strongly all over them. As Edwin held the conch, shadowy hands clawed at him, whispering threats. "Stay. You cannot leave." With all the might that he had left Edwin threw the conch as far as he could possibly into the sea. The storm stopped instantly. The shadows disappeared, and a deep, throaty voice from the depths of the ocean said, "Thank you." And the lighthouse slowly started to disintegrate, for its work was done. Edwin and Henry managed to leave the ship and fell to the rocky shore a little before the sun started to rise. "You did it," Henry said. "You're free." When he looked at the ruins of the lighthouse, Edwin gave a long look. "They have their concept of who I am and what I do," he said softly. But the curse was broken. The souls of the keepers were now free, in the sea, which wounded, was now harmless too. Yet, as the waves lapped gently against the rocks, one truth lingered: the sea never forgets, and neither does it forgive.